gonna try and make the video here despite the wind and my chickens fighting. Hopefully it works. And I have 10 minutes, nobody talks to me, no neighbor around, ow! No door banging on my face. That should do the trick. Right. You guys, I was mentioning in a previous video that when I started doing this preparation for the plant-based plant medicine ceremony, it's not plant-based at all actually, the plant medicine ceremony that happened just yesterday for me. I shared in the video what happened and how, you know, all the preparation went. But when we did the preparation a week before the ceremony, a whole, you know, series of things and experiences happened which led me to realize that this ceremony would be powerful. Like I knew it deep inside, and I knew it would be something I didn't really experience to that extent and that way. All right. Anyway, I won't talk about it because I mentioned it in another video. But what I wanted to share was on the day following the preparation, so day number 1, my daughter is about to go on holiday with her dad for 5 days.
Yes!
And in this morning, I'm like preparing her suitcase and packing everything, and she's like playing with the chickens in the house and in the garden because, you know, I mean, she always does that. We've been having chickens for like 3 years now. And so she plays with them. I'm around, I can see her. Sometimes she's a little rough, but not like, she knows like how to handle a chicken basically. And one of them, she's like putting it next to her, and she's got this way like she can make the chicken nap next to her, like they feel really sleepy and cocooned under a blanket. And she knows how to do that. Even with the bigger one, she takes them like in her hand, the arms, and she goes like meh, meh, and they like sleep like babies, literally. I don't know how she does it, but she manages without like normally doing anything wrong. And the chickens are fine, they just get a bit of rest with her. So she's doing that with one of the chickens, which I'm normally used to. So I see the chicken is fine, breathing, kind of sleepy. I'm not worried. So I go pack her suitcase. Her dad comes, collect her, she goes. Now I'm in the house packing, cleaning everything up after the mess, you know, tornado child, right? And that chicken she was playing with like jump out of bed, and that chicken is like so sleepy, but like not like walking like wobbly, like swaying.
No!
And I start to like look at her and think there's something wrong. Like the chicken is not like active like normal. So I'm thinking maybe she's a little bit sleepy from what my daughter like did with her, like sleeping next to her. I wait a few minutes, I carry on like cleaning up, come back, the chicken is worse. Like her head is like down, and I'm thinking, God damn, what's happening with the chicken? Like she looks like she's gonna die, right? Like I'm thinking I have to call the vet, I have to do something, or in case I don't know what to do. And I take her in my bedroom because the other chickens are pecking. Because you know when a chicken is weak, the others like peck to make it worse. I don't know why they're like that. So I put the chicken in my room, and in the meantime, I have this appointment at my daughter's school for like checking if they can extend her school schedule, because she's, as I said in a video, she's banned from school because they can't handle her behavior. And so she's 5 years old, right? And so they reduced her timing from 6 hours or 7 to 1 hour a day. And so I was asking them what is the plan moving forward, because it's the end of the year, then we're going to year 1, the new year in September, new school year, and I want to know so I can organize. And I want to know if I have to plan like a private tutor, if I have to teach her myself, like what do I have to do, right? Because they make me hang around, they don't answer my emails, none of this. So I'm going to the school meeting feeling like crap, because I'm like, oh, I feel, a part of me feels guilty that I can't like call the vet for my chicken. I never saw my chicken like that, and I'm thinking, what if I come back and she's dead? And but another part of me thinking, how about you let go, because if that chicken is meant to live, she will live. I'm trying to understand as I walk to the school, which is like down the road, why this is happening. And I realized that I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine who was saying, why are you going to do with Anya if she doesn't go to school? And I'm like, well, I'd like to travel. But then I hear myself say, well, I can't because I have the chickens. And they said, why do you have the chickens? And I said, I have the chickens for her. And as I walked to the school, I realized the way I feel made me realize, no, I have the chickens for me as well, because all the things that they brought into my life in terms of relaxation, peaceful state, clarity, changing, like transitioning to new things. Like I realize in life, anyone can teach you and show you and push you moving forward and grow spiritually, or in terms of personal development, even like financially, abundance. All these things can happen through anyone and anything. Like animals can teach you so much if you are open to this, to receive. People, plants, anything can teach you. So that's why at some point you don't need to do so many like courses, workshops, but your meditation and whoever is around you that you come in contact with will be a mirror of that part of you that you need to maybe see in a different way, in a different angle, and people who live with animals, have farms, and I can't even imagine how it's like to constantly have this connection with those animals that you build long term, and when something happens to them you feel like a part of you is in pain, right? So I'm going through this and like walking to the school and feeling like I'm just like I'm crying, and I try and like put myself together for the school, and then I go to the school, wait like 10 minutes because they're always late. The lady comes eventually, and then she takes me to the room, like, and we sit, and then she asks me the question, like, not to ask me, how are you feeling today? and I look and like I try to retain myself, but I can't, you know. And me, I'm like just like I don't hide my emotions anymore to anybody. So instead of lying, I'm like like I actually cry. Like the first like 5 minutes were like me sobbing. And I tell her the story with the chicken and with my daughter, and she understands because she knows I have chickens, and she knows I have like a piece of land, and I do the chicken thing and forestal sessions with the children. She knows all this, so she understands kind of. And I'm like, and then like she's confused and like, are you okay mentally? Like she's thinking I have mental problems, you know. But I get it, all right. But as she goes through the conversation, telling me like nothing is going to change for my daughter, but in kind like a professional teacher's way, all right, I realize that this is just not, the whole school thing just does not make sense. And yes, traveling and doing a more like world schooling and more like teaching on the go, learning on the go with like animals, people, speaking different languages, which my daughter is really great at, is the way to go. Like I know straight now, I know this is happening and this is the way. I realize that the chicken is indeed preventing me from doing this in my belief, because I'm thinking I can't travel because I have the chickens. Do you see my point? Now the chicken is dying, and I'm thinking, what? And questioning myself, what if the chickens would to die? What would I do? And I would be traveling, all right? So I'm thinking, okay, now like this chicken is going through that experience to show me how much of attachment I have to them when it's a moment to let them go, as in like figure out a way that they don't prevent me from moving forward my next step, but I could still travel my daughter and do what my daughter is pushing me to do without feeling like I can't do this because of them, all right? So now I'm thinking, actually, I could ask my neighbor to look after them when I'm away, which is what I normally do. But because I don't want to, in my head, I'm like, oh, what if he's not going to be like me, you know, like I treat them like my babies, all right? It's not going to be like that. But like I have to let go and know that they will be fine. Like if life wants them to be fine, they will be, and I can only do my best. And this phase of like letting go, this process was a whole process that happened from the beginning of the preparation to the plant medicine ceremony. That's basically what I'm saying. Sometimes we don't realize how much we don't let go of things in our lives, whether it's like people, pets, plants, anything that we can be attached to, maybe classes, maybe work. I'm lucky, like for me it's easy to let go with work because I done it so many times in my life, and I trust the process that I will always live in abundance, and I know that deep inside. But at the beginning it was so hard for me to let go. I'd be scared of lacking, you know, and not having enough money and not living in abundance. But that I worked on that mindset, and it's gone. But this is the same for anything, and we can always go forward with this, and we can always improve our capacity to let go and not be so attached. Attachment is such a subtle, you know, state that we can have with anything. Clothes, like so many people I know that I keep the same clothes for like 10 years. Furniture, when I move house, I don't keep the same furniture unless I live with other people, and people are like, oh yeah, I want this, I like that. Like me, I get rid of everything and I start new, right? But not everybody's like that, and the reason I share this with you is to challenge you on what are you still attached to that is preventing you from growing to the next step of your life, the next advancement, the next version of yourself that is wanting to grow and wanting to, you know, unravel and expand and be there. What is the next, you know, what is the attachment that you still maybe have that's preventing you to move to the next step? Because this is a chicken story. So I take the chickens to the vet. Eventually I come back, I call the vet. Like the vet is charging me £100 for 5 minutes of checkup. And you know what? I come back from the vet, like walk all the way. And it was such like a journey of, you know, understanding my connection with them and understanding like the process of letting go. The chicken is like literally jumping from the bag after the vet, running around, flying. She was fine. Like all this was just happening for me to get the lesson on the attachment. And once I let go of the attachment, and I knew that she would be fine and I would be okay traveling regardless of my chickens, she was all right. See how everybody's playing around you a character temporarily for your own growth, for your own work. Everything is literally part of you that is trying to grow and expand. And once you've expanded that part, doesn't need you anymore. it's not gonna play this character anymore. I love my chickens, they're so smart. Anyway, she's fine, she's running around, she's alright.